Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're taking a trip back in time to explore the intriguing world of powdered wigs, a fashion statement from the 18th century. But what prompted people to wear these wigs and how did they become so popular? We'll be diving into the reasons behind their popularity, who wore them, how they were made and worn, and why they eventually fell out of fashion. To understand the origins of powdered wigs, we need to go back to 16th century England. Men started to wear wigs to cover up baldness, and as time progressed, wigs became increasingly popular. By the 18th century, both men and women across all social classes were wearing them. Wigs were made from various materials, including human hair, wool, horsehair, and even goat hair. The powder was used to style wigs, giving them a polished look, and to cover up the smell of hair grease and keep the wigs from getting too sweaty in the hot summer months. The reasons for wearing powdered wigs were diverse. For many people, it was purely a matter of fashion. A prominent hairline was considered a sign of youth and beauty during that time, so those who were starting to lose their hair or wanted to appear younger would powder their wigs to create the illusion of a fuller head of hair. For others, powdered wigs were a symbol of status and wealth. Wigs were expensive, and the more elaborate the wig, the higher the social position it conveyed. Wigs were often decorated with jewels and feathers, making them large and cumbersome to wear. They were particularly popular among the aristocracy and the upper class. In addition, powdered wigs were worn by individuals in public positions, such as judges, lawyers, and politicians, as they were seen as a sign of authority and power. To create a powdered wig, the hair would first be cleaned and then powdered with a substance called starch powder. This powder helped keep the wig in place and give it a more polished appearance. The starch powder also served to mask the smell of hair grease and prevent the wig from becoming too sweaty during hot weather. When wearing a powdered wig, people typically paired it with a hat or cap, although it could also be worn with a headband or ribbon. Wigs were often tied in a bow at the back of the head. These large, cumbersome wigs required repowdering every few days, adding to the time and effort required to maintain them. Several factors contributed to the decline of powdered wigs in the late 18th century. First, they were seen as too formal for everyday wear. In addition, the powder was considered unhealthy, as it could be dusty and cause respiratory problems. Furthermore, powdered wigs were impractical, as they were expensive to maintain and often cumbersome to wear. The French Revolution also played a role in the decline of powdered wigs, as they were associated with the aristocracy and therefore became unpopular. By the early 19th century, more straightforward and natural hairstyles started to gain popularity, further pushing powdered wigs out of fashion. By the mid-19th century, powdered wigs had fallen completely out of favor and were only worn on rare occasions, such as costume parties or by those in the theatrical profession. Even though powdered wigs are rarely worn today, they remain an intriguing part of history. Some famous individuals known for wearing powdered wigs include French Queen Marie Antoinette, who is known to wear them daily, and is often credited with popularizing the fashion among the aristocracy. George Washington, the first president of the United States, was often depicted in portraits wearing a powdered wig, although it is unclear how often he wore one in real life. American founding father Benjamin Franklin was also known to wear powdered wigs. He even wrote a satirical essay about his fashion in 1784. King Louis XVI of France was another famous powdered wig wearer, often seen donning an elaborate wig, even on formal occasions. In modern times, powdered wigs are primarily worn on rare occasions, such as costume parties or by those in the theatrical profession. In some countries, they are still worn by judges in court. However, powdered wigs no longer carry the same connotations of power and authority that they once did, and they are now mostly considered a quirky relic of the past. Despite their decline in popularity, powdered wigs offer a fascinating glimpse into the styles of a bygone era. They demonstrate how societal norms and values can shape fashion trends, and how those trends can evolve. As we look back on the 18th century, we can appreciate the elaborate craftsmanship that went into creating these wigs, as well as the dedication of those who wore them, despite the many practical challenges they posed. The world of powdered wigs is an intriguing and often overlooked part of fashion history. It is a testament to how the pursuit of beauty, status, and authority can shape society's fashion choices. As we continue to explore the ever-changing landscape of style and fashion, we can draw inspiration from the past, while also appreciating how far we've come in terms of practicality, comfort, and self-expression. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the history of powdered wigs. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of fashion and its history. Until next time!